Hi guys, PJ here with another Starfield video. This time we're on the PC version of the game and we're basically seeing how this game will run on a RTX 2060. Now it's a 6GB VRAM graphics card, and sadly this game does not, out of the box, support DLSS, which is a crying shame. CPU wise, we're using and I am looking this up, a i7-9850H. Now unfortunately this game is not going to run 60 FPS on your 2060, even on low settings. It just doesn't quite manage it. I do show that right at the end of the video, so I'll sort of put everything on low, see if we can hit 60. Not really a possibility. The best you can hope for is reasonable looking 30 FPS at 1080p. Now we do have upscaling methods, and we do have, as you can see there, a dynamic resolution. The upscaling methods though are for AMD cards, because the game is sponsored by, well, AMD, and the games consoles that it's out on, the Xbox Series, etc., they are AMD graphics display chips that are in them. So not ideal for us NVIDIA users. The settings that I put up originally that you were just looking at were sort of my idea of where I thought it'd lie. Okay, so normal things like shadows are normally quite intense, you know, reflections are normally quite intense on the GPU. But straight out the boat, or out the ship, as the case may be there, we were dropping heavily. So we're down to 26, 25 FPS there, yeah. We're using over 3GB of VRAM. And the GPU was maxed, it was 99%. So we're GPU limited at 1080p on a mixture of medium and high settings. Not ideal. CPU, yeah, no problem. That was only, I was using under half of its capabilities. Now the CPU on this one is a 6-core 12-thread one, so it's pretty decent CPU in all honesty, so you would expect that. Normal memory, we're using just under 16GB of normal memory, and I've got this game installed on an NVMe drive and it's recording on a separate SSD. Windows 10, which is where it's running, is installed on another SSD, so there shouldn't be any lag or any problems using the NVIDIA Shadow Play recording software. Okay, so one of the most intense places to come is this place. Okay, now I'm not going to drop spoilers in the game or anything, but you can see why it's intense on the graphics. There's a lot of effects, a lot of volumetrics, etc. Normally stuff that hits it pretty hard. We've got VSync off, obviously to give a true reading, and we were all over the place, not really locking 30 FPS in. So if we try and change a few things, I mean, like I say, shadows is a good one to do. Crowd density if you're CPU limited. We're not here, so that doesn't matter too much. Contact shadows is another one. The upscaling isn't great, if I'm all honest with you. The FSR solution can lead to a very fuzzy image. I'm not a fan of it when you're using it on an NVIDIA card. You know, DLSS is the thing. Now, while we're on the subject of DLSS, I am going to mention that if you've got the Steam version of this game, there is a mod out to replace FSR with DLSS, okay, and it works really well. DLSS 2 and 3. 2 came out originally, 3 is sort of being released, well, now, or is out, but unfortunately the person who made the mod put it behind a paywall. Yeah, mods, paid mods, I know, crackers. But that is only half the problem. A lot of people, including myself, is probably using this on Game Pass on the absolutely horrendous Xbox app that's still rubbish, but still, that's another topic for another day. And as far as I am aware, the mod does not work on the Game Pass app version. Okay, so although the game is cross-save, so in other words you could save it on Steam and then load it on your Xbox Series and carry on your play, it doesn't allow for mods on the Xbox app version of the game, all the encryption and stuff like that. Not personally tested that, but I am giving you the heads up, the mod is available for DLSS. Okay. And also touching on cross-save, while I remember quickly, if you're on the Steam version, yes, there is mods to give yourself infinite money and infinite carry weight, and if you save it and then load it back up on your Xbox Series, yes, those mods will still be in play. You'll still have infinite carry and, you know, 10 million credits or whatever. However, there is a big question if your achievements still work. Bear that one in mind. Anyway, we're here for the graphics side of things. if you sort of mess around with this and stick, well, for example, everything on low, which I will show you, we've got a mix of medium and low at the moment, yeah, and we've turned off dynamic resolution because it makes it sort of fuzzy. Then you're hovering mostly over 30, so you've got 30, 32 FPS, dips to 29, not really noticeable in all honesty. Gameplay's okay. We're under 3 gigabytes of VRAM, but the GPU is still maxed. It's still at 99% lock, so it's still going to struggle slightly, it's still going to buckle a little bit. So you've got to bring a couple more bits down, and like I say, you're really looking at contact shadows, reflections, that type of thing. If you put everything on low, like now, for example, to try and get that 60, nope. You're going to get really high 40s to mid 50s and no better. And as you can see, the game's starting to look a bit, well, naff. You know, it's looking a bit smudgy, a bit blocky. GPU is 97%, 98% most of the time. So my advice to you, which has been my advice on a lot of games lately, is lock it to 30, run a mixture of medium and high settings, no ultras, yeah. Contact shadows, reflections, and volumetrics are your heavy GPU hitters, so keep them down to medium, yeah, and the game will still look very nice. If you're struggling with your CPU, so if you're CPU limited, yeah, turn your population density down, because that's what's hitting your CPU, guys. It's you know, you just can't cope. So going back to the 2060, I've got FSR2 going back on here and a mixture of medium and highs. Again, it's struggling a bit. Look, 33, 30, 31, it just dropped to 29 there, and that's with FSR on. So it doesn't really make that much difference, and it makes it look a bit smudged in places. So, you know, probably keep that off. As for Ultra, let's have a look. Okay, so here we have got dynamic resolution off, we've got FSR off, and every setting is high as it will go. Some only go as high as high, and obviously some go to full ultra. This is maxed on 1080p, and the frame rate does drop below 20, I assure you. It's nice, it's pretty, it looks good, but you're not really want to go and play it, guys. It does feel jerky on the controller. Oh, and by the way, it only supports Xbox control buttons, not PlayStation control buttons. There is a mod to mod those in on the Steam version, should you wish. Again, Xbox Game Pass version, no. Well, there you go. Hopefully this was helpful. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.